Hey guys, and welcome to another video on twin flames, on the twin flame journey, which means the journey to yourself, healing, ascension, awakening, all these fun things that have you in bed crying at times and you're like, what is this? I don't want to do this no more. Yeah, welcome to the club. That's how it goes. Upgrading always goes with downgrading, or at least it feels like downgrading at times, so you can go even higher next time. So today we have a topic of, can you feel their feelings? Can you feel your twin flames feelings? Can you feel anyone else's feelings? And I'm really thrilled to do this video because it's a topic where it shows that I keep on learning and growing and discovering the truth, sort of, because it's something I've changed my mind about. If you've seen previous videos of mine, I always said like, oh, don't even ask that question if you can feel their feelings and if it's yours or not. Just, grow up already and be accountable and take accountability for whatever you're feeling. It's something in you. Like, look at it and feel through it and love yourself through it, right? And of course, I still sort of stand behind that. Like, when you're overcome by whatever feelings you're going through, it's really important to, first of all, not judge yourself. I just had recently an incident with someone where that someone tried to blame me for the feelings I was feeling, sort of, and it made me think about the topic deeper, right? So I thought, what can happen on the outside? Like, of course, that's a mirror too, right? If someone blames you for feeling your something, or for being sad or angry or upset or whatever is coming up, of course, there's a part of you who might be, or who certainly is, blaming yourself. So first of all, that's the most important, to not blame yourself and to be feeling whatever is coming up. But then, yes, that's what I changed my mind about, right? I still feel like, be responsible and feel the thing and be, an adult about it. But I've come to realize that, of course, I always knew we're all connected, right? We're all one means we're all connected, meaning our body, or like me, Yvonne, I don't end where you feel I'm ending. I'm not ending at my skin. Like, it goes on, right? I'm sure there's experts knowing better, like how all these different bodies are called, the spiritual body and the etheric body and whatever. Like, I looked into it at one point, but I'm not someone to like go deep in that regard. But it's just important to know we're all connected. So I'm connected to you watching this video energetically, just like you are connected to everything and everyone else, because it is all energy, right? It's all energy. So what we think goes on, what we feel goes on. It's not like we're not a separate entity where it's just our little world and no one else can pick up on it. So that being said, with your twin flame, it's yet another thing, right? You're literally one. You're one thing. And so, yes, it is a valid question to ask, is it my feeling I'm feeling? And is this really mine? I would just be cautious about it, not to, make that the main focus. Like, every time you feel something, is like, oh my gosh, is this mine or is this someone else's? Like, don't try to attribute it to all different people. And I think that's why I was wary at first, because I used to work with someone, like being sort of coached by sort of a psychic person. Well, yes, I guess a psychic. And like, whatever I brought up that I was going through, the answer was always, oh, that's not yours, just send it back to him. Like, just refuse to feel it, just refuse to take it on, and just send it back. And that to me was just always a little bit too easy. It was a little bit too blamey, in a way of like, this isn't mine. Of course this isn't mine, because I'm so healed and I'm so, so far on in my spiritual journey and I don't have any issues. So of course, like, this huge sadness or this whatever it is not mine. So that never satisfied me. So I think that's why I went then in the other direction, which was like, everything I'm feeling is mine. Like I want to own it, right? That's just the type of person I think I am, that I am very self-critical and very open to taking charge, and not taking charge, but taking accountability for things. So I was like, hey, if I'm feeling it, it must have something to do with me. So that's what I stated in previous videos. Whereas now, I explained that to a client yesterday, that I got that image of, it's almost like two glasses, right? You and your twin are like two glasses, and they have an intersection, like an connection, like an opening that goes from one glass to the next. And the image I used was like, I feel that when you pour a feeling into one glass, and it gets really intense and really high, it swaps over to the next glass because it's so linked, right? So that's how, like, that image helped me, that I got to understand, okay, when it's really intense with the other person, it swaps over. Like it's swap is the wrong word. That's very German oriented. Spills over, I think, is the right word. So it spills over to you, and all of a sudden you can feel these feelings too, and you're like, what's going on? I've been well a minute ago, and now like this huge wave is coming over me, and oh my gosh. So that's how I see things now, because I've experienced it too, right? Like out of nowhere, you're doing well, and out of nowhere, you have that. Like for me, it's mostly sadness, honestly. Like I might be feeling not amazing, but not amazing, like neutral, right? I might be sitting somewhere, all is well, and no new information comes in, no new thought, no new, like brand new, that will justify me all of a sudden like breaking out in tears, basically, right? So after feeling that several times, like not several times, like all the time in the past few months, but really to an extent of like, hey, I feel so happy right now, and then like boom, that comes over me, I really came to understand, okay, there are feelings that aren't yours, that is really coming over from them. And I'm going to talk about non-twin flames in a minute, because of course you also pick up on everyone else's feelings. But this, I really feel, to me, I hate the word life-changing, because nowadays everything is life-changing, right? But it has something life-changing about it, to realize that you are so connected that you do pick up on their thing. And yes, so that being said, I want to talk about non-twin flames too, and then I'm going to talk about how you handle that, how you go about feeling others' feelings. So non-twin flames, as I said, we're all connected. You're connected with your twin in a very special way, because you're one consciousness in two bodies. That's different. But with everyone else, as I said in the beginning, how you have this, there is no boundary between us, right? So when you're an empath, another word I hate, I think I hate all the words that are being, like being so blown out of proportion, or like used in an inflationary way. Do you see that? Like in the spiritual community, or like just nowadays, everybody seems to be an empath, right? All of a sudden, right? So that's something I only came to realize about myself too with time, of like, oh my gosh, okay, that's what it's called. I just thought I was really complicated, I thought I was really just too sensitive for life, but okay, let's call an empath then. Okay, let's call it an empath, I'm not about labels, but sometimes, as you know, we need to put words to things so we understand each other. So twin flames are highly likely to be empaths. That's very general, very generalized, because they are like these spiritually awakened or awakening people. Is that, yes. And so yes, look into, the term, look into the definition of what it is to be an empath. But it does mean that you pick up on feelings easily, on others' feelings. So it might as well, you feeling well, you're going to a bus stop or wherever you go, in a supermarket, and all of a sudden you again have that wave of sadness overcoming you, or that pain in your heart, or I can't even describe it, what it is, but it's a quick shift from one state where you were feeling okay to this heavy state, or like I just my like from my life experience, I always felt I don't feel comfortable in big groups or in groups in general, right? I have to keep to myself. I like to keep to myself. I need this time to process and to be with myself. Like I don't want to be disturbed by anyone. And so I just thought, again, I'm a bit weird, right? But as I read about empaths and all that, so it does mean when you're in a huge group, you pick up on everyone's feelings and it's just overwhelming. It's just overwhelming you. So again, that's because we're all linked, not linked, but we're all one. That again doesn't sound right. We're all connected. Let's put it that way. And if you're an empath, you pick up easily on these feelings. So now I want to give you sort of the solution. How do you go about having this quality? Because it's actually a quality, right? Being an empath is a quality. Being very empathic is a quality. Being highly sensitive is a quality. Of course, it can be a curse on the other side of the coin, because you're like, oh my gosh, I'm overwhelmed by all these feelings and noises and smells and information, and it's too much, and I'm picking up on too much and I can't process it. So look into the topic, look into how you can, handle that for yourself. But now talking about these situations where you are overcome with these waves, let's talk about waves only, not like general empathic stuff. So when you overcome with that wave of sadness, as it can happen, as what I've started to do, and I learned that from empathic friends of mine, is ask yourself, is this mine? Is this mine? Or also state clearly, I choose to feel only what is mine. Or this isn't mine. Or is it, you say your twin's name, or you say your neighbor's name, or you say your whoever you feel that might be coming from. A lot of times you know more in your heart than you think, right? It's not here that you know, but you have a feeling. You're like, oh, I think this is this person. So that's coming from that person. So state that very clearly, like send it back. No, I'm not willing to volunteer anymore. Like that's the state of mind I'm in. I'm like, I'm done volunteering. I'm done feeling all the sadness of the world. I know we don't really have a choice as twin flames, because we're here for that. We're here to heal. We're here to transform energy. We're here to to right, ascend as humanity. It doesn't really look like it right now, but I think it's happening. So that, yes, but I'm done volunteering and just like crying for hours. If it's not my sadness, then I feel, hey, you, whoever you are, whoever I feel is coming from, you feel your own freaking sadness. I'm done feeling it for you. You figure it out, but I'm not here to give you a hand anymore. No, not doing that. So when you do that, when you clearly state, you don't need to say as much as I just said. When you say that very clearly, what happens in my experience, I'm always talking about my experience, right? You guys share your experience below. I would love to know, because I'm sort of, still like a baby with this subject and getting to know it deeper. So I'm grateful if you share and make me wiser. So what happens for me is that it stops right away. Like when I say that and it's not mine, I go from crying to feeling totally fine. Like in a second, honestly, I can't describe it any other way. It's something that doesn't make sense otherwise if it wasn't for it not being yours and you stating clearly that you're not willing to do that anymore. So I can, yes, suggest you do that. Try it out. Try if that works for you. And at the same time, own your own feelings. Like if you're sad and if it's yours and you state, hey, if this is mine, I don't want to feel it, and it persists, you're just crying, there's no biggie, it's nothing bad with that. Like we're crying tears of lifetimes of sadness and of separation from love, from God, from all that. Like that's what healing is. Healing is crying, basically. Healing is, feeling like crap in order to then feel as good as never before when you have your upgrade, right? So that's what healing is about. It's not just, sitting in your lotus sitting position and going, and feeling so blissed out about how spiritual you are and how fun it is to be on the twin flame journey. It's much more. So it's not much more, but it's much more intense at moments. So yes, I hope that helps you. This is the end of the video. Like, subscribe, share. I love that you are here, and tell me what you think. See you soon. Bye guys.